God is the giver of children. No matter the situation you find yourself, do not play God in your life. He gives children to whom He wants to give children to. Do not look down on your wife or make her feel less. So this was a case of this couple, young, beautiful couple. They got married, and they are, the wife could not conceive for like a year, and the guy now started thinking of looking outside. But before he went on to think of looking outside, he called the wife, told the wife his intentions. She cried, she wailed for days and months, and the guy now revisited the same issue. At this time, he called for a family meeting where the girl wasn't there, her sister, her mother, her father, his mother, his father, himself. They had a family meeting, and both parents thought that the reason for the meeting was just maybe to see how they are doing, and then just for catching up as a family. But what they did not know was the guy was coming up with polygamy as a discussion. So when the guy broke this story to the parents, they were like, no, that cannot happen. His parents were not in support. Unlike some cases where the parents of the guy will be in support that he should take another wife, they want to carry their grandchildren and all of that. They were not in support. Then the lady's mother and father were not happy. So immediately they began to raise their voices. The meeting that started out to be very calm, didn't turn out well, and everybody was not happy. So weeks passed. This guy decided to go and marry. For me, I feel that this guy must have been seeing that lady, because there's no how you just quickly go and marry. He must have been seeing that girl as a side chick. There's no how he would just go and marry the girl. No, like that. Did he want an elaborate wedding like that? No problem. People came, people were there. They celebrated them. He got married. He stayed for the first month, no show. The second month, the wife had been pregnant. Apparently, she was even pregnant before they had their wedding, because she was pregnant and she didn't see and she was not seeing her menses. And then she decided not to tell the man, because of course, it's a tender pregnancy, and she didn't want to tell him before, out of excitement, he will break the news to his second wife. And of course, what happens in polygamy. If she was married, they said she's from a fertile family. And one thing I want to say is, do not marry because like me, people will say, I want to marry your family because you give birth to multiple births. It doesn't work like that. There are some families that you see twins, triplets, quadruplets, and maybe only two people or one member of the family will have down the road. So the lady, they said she comes from a fertile family. So that was why the guy went to marry her. But the first month, no show. Second month, no show. But God, who is awesome wonder, the one that proves people wrong, decided to bless that woman. She was pregnant, but she didn't tell the husband. So right now, there was now there was problem between the man and the new wife, which is the second wife. What's going on? The arrangement was that you're going to have a son for me or a child for me. How come you're not having, all of those things? The lady now, the man now left. So I think months later, the wife now opened up to the husband and told the husband that she was pregnant. The guy was so excited and all of that. He was just doing everything in the house. He was no longer paying attention to the other woman. He was now paying attention more to his first wife, but he did not send that one packing. My question is, since it was because of pregnancy, he married that one, and she did not take him for him, why didn't he send her away? Yes, because it's greed. To me, it's selfishness and greed. If your wife has not taken in, there's an opportunity for you to do surrogacy, where your wife will be the one to use her eggs so that she'll be part of the child's life, and you get a surrogate mother. There's also an opportunity for you to do IVF. If you feel that surrogacy is too extreme for you, you can do IVF. It's the same process, but this one your wife will be the one to carry. After they've harvested the egg, she'll be the one to carry. So for you not to stand by your wife, it's not a good thing. So I'm telling the story, and I'm also giving my own opinion. You can drop your own opinion on the comment. What do you think? Do you think it was right for the man to go and remarry? Under 2 years, he's remarrying the second wife. He's not even up to 4 years. He was already, I don't think, it wasn't up to even 3 years. He was married the second wife. So that was what happened. So this man, guess what? The lady now was time for her to give birth. She gave birth to twins. And it was, hey God, it was a serious matter. She gave birth to twins. Everybody was happy. The man was happy. The man was now kneeling, begging the wife. He was now kneeling, And then guess what happened? The guy now threw, packed her suitcases and took them out. Took her suitcases out and told her to leave the house. And that was, at first she thought it was a joke. He took her suitcases and she should leave the house because that period the first wife had given birth. Took her suitcases out of the house and dropped it outside. And then she now left and went to her village, and that was how people were now gathering up around her, wondering why she's back so early. A marriage that is barely, I don't think that marriage was even up to a year 2 months or a year 3 months. Because when she came in, this other lady was already pregnant, but she didn't know. And when she found out, she didn't want to tell the husband, you get, because of all the things that have been happening. So that is it. So they sent her back, So the villagers were now looking at her to say, what's going on? That kind of thing. They were just looking, they stood at bay looking at her. Now, the story in all of this is, if you're a man watching this video, if you're a woman, be there for each other. If your husband is the one who is having low sperm count, go to the hospital. That you are going to the hospital does not mean you don't trust God. It shows that you trust God, and if you are able to sort out the problem, God will also do his part. It's just like saying that a woman is not pregnant and you cannot stand by her. A woman is not able to carry a baby because sometimes some women cannot carry because of how their womb is hot. So a baby cannot stay. You stand by the woman. You understand? If it's a husband who is having low sperm count, you stand by your husband. Nobody should bring down anyone. Nobody should talk down anybody. Marriage is for companionship. So if you don't have children, and you can adopt. There's room for adoption. There's room for IVF. There's room for surrogacy. So, like I mentioned earlier, surrogacy is when the man helps, another woman helps to carry the wife's egg while the husband fertilizes it, and the husband doesn't need to sleep with the woman. So when you see a woman who has been married but had not given birth, do not ask her, when are you going to give birth? It puts them down. It makes them demoralized. It makes them, emotional. It gets some of them depressed. Do not ask a waiting mother or a mother in waiting, when are you giving birth? She's not God. And mothers who ask your daughter-in-laws, when will you give me a child? Ask your son also, because sometimes it's a problem of the men. But because it is the women who face the stigmatization in the society, they face the women. Also ask your sons. And those of you who go to your children to say, why is your wife giving birth to early girls? It is what your son puts in her that she will give birth to. It is whatever your son deposits in your child that she will give birth to. So do not put your son's wife under pressure. And you, other women, do not put your daughter's husband under pressure. Thank you for watching. See you now.